Hello and welcome back to the Lift Your Life podcast. And if you are watching this on the old YouTube, you will be noticing that the background is slightly different and it's pretty crap right now because I haven't unpacked everything yet. I've got my little corner light, but it just looks like it's just an LED stick that just doesn't really match anything. But I just thought it was better than having a plain background. Not that most people watch this, most people listen. So if you're listening, I basically just got a very white wall looking room with the it's orangey red neon glowing stick and my banner, my normal amazing background banner with the catfish photo of me in my photo shoot. I broke the pole. I managed to move it because I moved house. That's why I'm in a different background in case you didn't know. Managed to move, get it from A to B, no issues whatsoever. I was putting it up and I snapped the pole. Clearly just too strong. That's what I'm going to tell myself. So apparently you can't actually buy the poles on their own. They're like, you've got to buy a whole new unit. I'm like, I don't want to pay 60 quid for a whole new unit. I don't need a new one. So I'm looking for a pole. That's my mission for this week. But today's podcast episode has been inspired by a few conversations I've had in some recent consultation calls and actually with some of my clients who've worked with personal trainers in the past. Now, I don't want anyone to listen to this podcast and think that I'm literally like shitting on personal trainers because I used to be one. It's a bit more of light-hearted humor, but it's also very true as well. Some of the things that I am going to tell you in this podcast in relation to what PTs will not tell you, but they should tell you. Now, let's be real. Most people in the fitness industry, personal trainers, online coaches, at the end of the day, we are business people because we have a business to run. I have got a roof over my head that I need to pay for. I've got my own bills, and ultimately we need to make money somehow. But a lot of personal trainers will not be willing to tell you the truth or what you actually need to know because it doesn't actually make them sound glamorous or sexy. And ultimately, what I'm about to tell you in this podcast could actually be shooting me in the foot quite a lot because I'm basically downselling myself quite a bit. You probably listen to this thinking, it's rubbish actually. But I want to be honest with you. I don't want to lie to you just to make myself some more money. That's not my intentions. So I want to fill you in on about 10 things that PTs won't tell you, but should tell you when it comes to losing weight, being healthier, being fitter, being stronger. So let's start with number one, which is that you actually don't really need to lift weights. Now, I think everyone should lift weights when it comes to health, because especially as females, as we get older, when we get to menopause and we start to see a drop off in estrogen, we then see a drop off in bone mineral density, which is the position I'm in because I've got no hormones, no estrogen. So my bone density is in the gutters at 24. Happy days, way. But when it comes to losing weight or just being a bit fitter and healthier, you don't actually need to. And I think people forget, a lot of PTs are like, no, you've got to lift weights, you've got to do this. You don't have to do anything. If it comes to just purely weight loss, you just need to move your body more. Now, as we do get older, like I said, I do think there is a lot of merit in doing it from a pure health perspective. But if your intentions with your physique are literally just purely to lose weight or just be a bit fitter and healthier, you don't actually need to do the whole weights thing at all. And as well, when it comes to lifting weights, you don't actually have to go into the free weight section and do the dumbbells and barbells. You can just use machines and do a really good job with those. You don't have to be doing big squats and big deadlifts with, Steadhead, Stan and all those other people. You can still make some epic results using machines. It's a lot safer and that will still have the same benefit and effect. So that's that one. And then leading on from that, the second one I was going to say is you don't actually need the gym. Well, obviously PTs are not going to tell you that because if you're in the gym and they're telling you don't need a gym, then you're going to go and you're not going to work with them, right? But you genuinely don't need a gym to keep fit, healthy and active. There's so many ways that you can keep fit, healthy and active. And I personally love the gym. I think it's brilliant. And I think there's so much you can do there. I like the environment. I love resistance training. But it's not for everyone. Some people prefer to go swimming. Some people prefer to do sports. There's so many different ways that we can keep active. Now, if you actually think about how many different ways you can keep active, it's amazing. It's incredible. And if you are forcing yourself to do a certain exercise, I'm telling you right now, you've just not found the right thing for you. I've been in that boat where I used to go to gym classes. And there was some certain gym classes that, oh my God, I used to clock watch like there was no freaking tomorrow, like get me out of here. But I felt like I had to because I needed to keep fit and healthy. And, you need to go to the gym classes. And that just wasn't for me. Whereas now I don't want to leave the gym. I'm like, no, I don't want to go. I enjoy it. So you've just not found the right thing for you. So if you genuinely hate gym environments and you don't really like weights training or the machines or what have you, then there's so many other things that you can do. You actually don't need a gym. You can do things at home or do a sport. So many different ways, so many ways. And if you're telling yourself you don't like exercise, which is what a lot of people's thing is, I just don't like exercise, you've just not found the one for you. That's what I'm going to say on that one. The next one is that you can still have a life. Now, a lot of PTs, when they do like your assessment and looking at your lifestyle factors, they're like, that needs to change. Oh, we need to be drinking less, basically making out that you've got to go from this person who's maybe not really prioritizing their health and fitness to being, a health fitness guru, like, fitness, keto. It's like, no, you don't need to flip your life 360. You can still have a life. And I've literally just jumped off a consultation. Oh, my mic. Oh, it's falling everywhere. Great start. Hey. You can tell I've gone blonder, can't you? Actually, so you can see in the video how I'm blonder at the hairdressers. You can tell because I'm knocking stuff over and making a reet mess. But yes, what was I saying there? You can still have a life. You can still go out. She was saying to me, the only anxiety I've got is, I do like to go out every other weekend and have a drink. Can I still do that? I was like, yes, you can. If you enjoy socializing and that is a part of your identity and thing you enjoy, you can do it. You may have to change how often, you may have to change how you do it. So instead of just smashing load of wines, you could go for a clear spirit, which is lower calorie. Maybe you could alternate your drinks. Maybe you could some weekends not drink. Maybe if it was that you have takeaways every Friday night, you could just have takeaway once a month instead of every single week. You don't have to switch every single little thing on its head. If you enjoy eating McDonald's, you don't have to say goodbye to McDonald's forever. It's just making habits and changes that make these negative, unhealthier things that we do. I'm not going to say negative because it's a part of our life and it's things we enjoy, but things which aren't as good for our bodies, but maybe good for our minds, maybe good for our relationships, our social relationships. We just have to bring them down or change how we approach them. You shouldn't ever have to get rid of anything unless it is illegal. I wouldn't do illegal things. It's naughty, it's bad. Or it's literally killing you because it's that bad for you. But if you drink a lot, you can just reduce how much you drink. If you get takeaways a lot, you can just reduce how often you get takeaways. If you eat out a lot, you can just change how you approach eating out. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's not sacrificing everything that you do. It's just changing how you do it, because that is longevity. The reality is not many people start health and fitness with this whole epiphany of I'm going to change exactly who I am. I'm going to stop everything else that I know. It's more just I want to feel a bit better, look a bit better, move a little bit better. And the reality is you don't want to give up your life in order to do that. And you don't have to. And that's what I teach my clients, that you can still go out and have a banging life, go out for parties, drinks, McDonald's, takeouts, whatever it is that floats your boat, and still get some banging results. The next one is that you do not have to be 100% all the time. You do not have to hit your calorie target bang on each and every single day, steps target every single day, resistance and cardio sessions as they are planned out each and every single week. Absolutely not. No, because think about other things in life, right? Think about maybe your job. Are you 100% in your job every single day? No. But are you fired yet? Hope not. If you are, probably should have worked hard. No, I'm joking. That's rude. But other things in life, like when you were learning to do, when you were studying, some days you were studying 100%, others not, but you still passed your exams. You can still make progress not being 100% all the time. You're going to have weeks where you're just like, oh, I'm Beyonce. Everything's amazing. Tips off everything like a pro. You're going to have weeks where maybe it's a 70% week because you were not able to go to the gym because your car broke down. The weather has been trash, so I didn't get my steps in. You were ill, so you couldn't eat your food properly or go to the gym. There's going to be times where you're not 100%, and that is okay. You are still going to make progress with a 70, 80, 90% week. No one's 100% all the time. If they say they are, they're lying to you, they're bullshitting, ignore them. You can still make progress not being 100%. So don't ever get made to feel bad for not having a perfect week. You will still make progress. So don't think you need to be 100%. Ever, ever, ever. Is it 100% every single week? Probably going to get you there a hell of a lot faster. Of course it is. But is it realistic? Is it doable? No. And if you had an 89%, if you failed? No. So get that out of your heads, please. The next one is all about spot reducing fat loss. Why is this still a thing? Why is this still a thing? We know you can't spot reduce fat loss. So why are people still marketing, belly blasting workouts, tighten up your arms? This it's like, no. So here is the basic fundamentals and science of it all. When you drop body fat, unfortunately, we can't choose where we lose it from. That would be so freaking good, wouldn't it? If you could move a bit here, just take it all and just whack it into the bunda. Do you know what I mean? Everyone would, or maybe the boobs, because I've got no boobs at all. Pretty much flat chested. It's embarrassing. I think one of my bras is a children's first bra because that is how flat chested I am. Not ideal. This is why I'm single. And also the fact that I've got no estrogen. Also why I'm single. Oh, I've gone off on a tangent. I just love taking the piss out of myself. It's so much fun. But you can't spot reduce is what I'm trying to say there. So when people market that, we're going to tighten up here, it's like, no, you're not. Unfortunately, it will just come off in different places for different people. As women, typically, we will hold more body fat typically around our midsection and sort of lower, like around our thighs, around the back of our legs, around our bum, because that is just where we hold it genetically. But everyone's different. Some people will lose it really quickly up top, others at bottom, others in the midsection. Everyone has those areas which are just the last to go. Mine are my legs. So even when I have been like shit hot lean, like in my catfish photo shoot pictures, I still had quite a decent amount of body fat to come off my legs. Realistically, I did, because that's where I hold it. That's just where I was holding body fat. So it really, really annoys me when they say that you can do that. Now, what you can do is ultimately build up the muscle tissue so that when you do diet down, the tight effect of basically seeing that muscle come through the skin is more dominant and more prominent. But that takes time. Building muscle as a female is a long woman's game, I should say there. So just doing this, arm tightening, sculpting. I hate the word sculpting, like we're fucking eye sculptures. We're not. We're people. We're not eye sculptures. It just annoys me. So, you can't spot reduce fat loss. So any spot reduce fat loss workout plans, put them in the bin. They're trash. The next one is that nutrition is probably the most pivotal part for most people. And PTs are not going to tell you that, because their bread and butter is what they do in the gym. So like, these gym workouts, they're going to change your life. Yeah, they will make a massive difference. They're going to improve your heart health and fitness. And ultimately, they're going to contribute towards the weight loss or the physique change, the sculpting, so to speak. Oh, it's just awful, isn't it? Sculpting, so to speak. But ultimately, for most people, the biggest thing that's going to make the biggest difference is going to be nutrition, because that is where most people are failing. Most people are not losing weight because of what they're eating. A lot of people are not seeing physique changes in the gym because they're not eating the right things. A lot of people have very, very poor habits and relationships with food, which need to be dealt with. And with PT, they may give you some calories or a meal plan or what have you, but there is no real in-depth look over the nutritional side of things. It's very much what you're doing in the gym. And yes, it matters. Of course it does. But is it the biggest thing? Is it the thing that's going to really make a difference? For most people, no, it's nutrition. That's why you need to prioritize things. And speaking of nutrition, that comes on to point number, I think I've got 7 on my notes there. Number 7, which is that you can actually eat more on weekends. So a lot of PTs and coaches will basically like, no, everyone just, is really good throughout the week, and then you overeat on the weekends, and, you should just be the same Monday to Sunday. I disagree. Do I think that people tend to just lose sight of all habits and do go crazy on a weekend? Of course I do. But do I think that you need to be bang on the same Monday to Sunday? No, I don't. And here's why. A lot of people are more social on a weekend. People tend to go out for drinks and meals out or what have you. They just like to be a bit more relaxed about their nutrition because it's Saturday night, it's been a long working day, don't really want to cook, I just want to chill out and stick a film on. That's cool. So for quite a few people, it actually makes logical sense to have higher calories on a weekend, because you're going to do that. You're either going to just rebel against your meal plan anyway and have the higher calories, and then you've basically gone against what you planned out to do, or you can actually plan and account for that, and then you're fine. So I've got quite a few clients who we calorie cycle, and it's nothing stupid. So it's not like those 5-2 diets where it's like 800 calories on some days. It's just we pull up 50 to 100 to 150 calories depending on where they're at throughout the week, and then that gives them some high days or a high day over the weekend where if they are going out for food or drinks, they can just account for it so much better. If you do tend to eat higher calorie foods on a weekend because of what you have going on, that is not a bad thing. It kind of gets demonized, and it's demonized. Yes, if you're in this cycle of you stick to the plan in the week and then you binge, you go out of control and lose all sense of control on the weekend. But having higher calorie foods or higher calorie allocations in a controlled manner is not detrimental, because ultimately a calorie deficit is about the bigger picture. It's not just about day to day. It's looking at it over the course of a week, 2 weeks. So if that deficit equates to the same because you've banked some calories from some days and placed them into the other, it doesn't make a real difference. It's like if, for example, with your steps, right? If you did, say you wanted to hit 70K steps over the week, but on a weekend you go hiking and you end up doing like 20K steps on some days, well, then you can do less in the others. It doesn't make a difference. So I'm going to completely dispel that myth. You can eat more on a weekend if you freaking want to, but it's going to be so much better if you actually plan for that than just trying to stick to the plan and then rebelling and then you've just messed up, right? So there you go. I was just looking at my notes on number 8 and I can't actually can't actually read my own writing, which is really embarrassing. Not every week is the most important. Not every week is the most important. What have I even wrote there? This is actually embarrassing. Not every week is the most important. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. I genuinely can't even read my own writing. Oh, that is actually embarrassing. Ah, that's what I meant by that. Not every week is fitness the most important for you. There we go. Fucking hell, Lucy, you are inept. You are inept. No wonder you're single. No wonder. So what I meant by this is, and I've also got a piece of cardboard on my shoulder. Hey, falling apart. Yeah, what I was going to say is that not every single week this is going to be the most important thing to you. If you want to make a change, does it have to become a priority? Does it have to become a focus? Of course it bloody does. But not every single week is it going to be your biggest priority and focus. And that is okay. If some weeks other things take priority and focus and you take your foot off the gas a little bit, that is okay. And that very much feeds into that you don't have to be 100%. So, for example, I've got a client at the moment who's got a lot of family stuff going on. She's here, there, and everywhere supporting her family, which means that she's not done all her set workouts. And I was like, that's fine, because you know what? Looking after your family is your biggest focus and priority. And actually say to clients, you know what? If you had gone to the gym or done your workout and left, your dying relative or struggling relative, then I'd be more angry at you for doing that. It's like if you're ill, I say to clients, look, I'd be more angry if you went into the gym, try to push through, be superhero Sam, I no days off, bro, when you're actually ill, than if you'd actually just rested and recovered. Priorities are going to shift time to time, sometimes some weeks and others, but that's okay. It's absolutely okay. If you put it to the bottom of your pile every single day and every single week, yeah, you're gonna get absolutely nowhere. But understanding that some weeks other things may take a slight priority, it's fine. Like me with this weekend, my box ticking probably was not, well, it definitely wasn't where it was supposed to be over the course of the weekend. But you know what? I was moving freaking house. I had a lot to do, and that was my priority. And I said, you know what? That's okay, because right now that's got to come first. And once that's sorted, it means I can then carry on with my fitness endeavors. Number 9 is about progressions, which are way more than just physique photos and scale weights. Yes, physique changes are wicked, banging, make you feel amazing, but progressions they're so multifaceted and multidimensional that it looks so different for every single person. And this is exactly what I map out with my clients when we're assessing their goals and progress. For some people, looking at just the physique changes are going to be probably some of the biggest dictators of progress at that given time. So like if you're doing a photo shoot prep, for example, if you are pushing to look a certain way, we are going to be very much heavily looking at those things. But I've got clients who we don't even look. I've got a couple of clients actually who we're not even looking at scale weight measurements photos at this moment in time, because it's irrelevant to what it is that they need to focus on. Like this client I'm thinking of right here, we're working on her food relationship and her personal relationship with herself and her body image. So we don't even look at those metrics. Actually, I couldn't care where they are at this moment in time, because how she feels and her relationship with food is what's taking priority. And there are so many layers to progress. Is your food relationship improving? Is your body confidence, gym confidence improving? Is your knowledge improving? Do you feel like this is becoming more habit lifestyle than just doing it as a means to an end? Are you stronger? Are you feeling fitter? Are your health markers improving? You see how just there's so many things about progress that go way beyond scale weight and photos. And here's the thing, right? Your photos could be looking shit hot. Your scale weight could be dropping like a mofo, but there could be so many things which actually mean that you're not actually progressing. Because if your goal, for example, was to make this habit and lifestyle, and you've just followed some crash, stupid, fatty diet to get there, yes, your weight drops. Yes, your photos look good, but guess what's going to happen afterwards? Rebound 101. So you haven't actually made much progress, really, have you? You've just done a means to an end diet and you're going to rebound. And number 10 is, I've just put why. A lot of PTs don't tell you the why behind things. So we're going to do this. I'm going to make you do this workout. I'm going to tell you to eat this, but why? Why do that? What's the point in doing that? What benefit does it have? Why do you want me to eat more protein? Why do you want me to start doing weights? Why am I doing battle ropes and pushing this sled and they always do fucking battle ropes and medicine ball slams, don't they? Fucking kettlebell swings. I always see people doing it. It's just a PC thing. I mean, I used to do it as a PC, let's be real, but they do. So, but why? What's the benefit? And a lot of the time PTs don't educate their clients. So they do really well working with them. They couldn't tell you why they've done it. Like what was the point? And that is the point, because ultimately no one should be stuck with a personal trainer or coach forever and rely on them. And I wonder if it is a reliant, a marketing thing to try and get them reliance on them, like they need me, or if PTs just don't want to do it. I think it's a bit of both, to be honest with you. But for me, I am hugely passionate about educating my clients on the process. So I will never say to my client, right, you're going to go eat this and you're going to go do that and just go do it. You'll be right. It's why. Why do I want you to do that? What's the benefit? What are we trying to achieve here? What's the psychology behind this decision? What's the science behind this decision? What's the benefit? How is this going to impact you? Because if they can understand that, they have that longevity to be able to continue to make progress for the long haul, which is what I want for everyone. I want every single client who finishes working with me to be able to continue, maintain, or best the results they've achieved. I don't want anyone thinking that was great, I did good, but I don't know where to go from here. No, I want you to know exactly where you're going to go from here. And I guess at this point, it seems very logical that I should probably market my services, really, because I'm talking about how amazing and wonderful I am. So I'm not going to make it cheesy and everything. I'm just going to say how it is. If you do want to work with someone who does give a shit and is going to educate you along the process, I'll leave the application form in the bio of the notes on the YouTube and the Spotify and everywhere where you may be listening, watching this. Just reach out and I'll reach out back to you. Keep it as simple as that. Pitch over and out. And to be honest, that's this podcast over and out. That's 10 things that PTs won't tell you, but really, really bloody should tell you. But I hope you found it interesting and insightful. And what will be interesting to know is if you have worked with a PT or spoken with a PT, if you could relate to any of these things. And if so, just let me know. Shoot me a DM, or I do love it when you share. So if you could take a screenshot and let me know which one you resonated with, that'll be fantastic. And if you have got any friends who maybe are considering a personal trainer and based off what you've listened to today, think that they won't be the best for them. Again, I'm not shunning PTs because there are some bloody class ones out there, but this is just me generalizing, knowing what I know about the industry. But yes, over and out for today. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day and weeks as always, guys. And I will catch you on another Rambly episode next week.